Welcome to Shells After Dark Archives, the podcast where the veil between the known and the unknown is lifted. I'm your host Shell, and I'm here to guide you through the shadows of the supernatural. Here, we dive into chilling stories, unexplained mysteries, and real-life encounters with the paranormal. But this isn't just about storytelling, it's about the people behind the experiences. From ghost hunters to psychic mediums, UFO researchers to cryptid trackers, I'll be sitting down with those who dare to explore the strange and unusual. So, whether you're a skeptic, a believer, or just curious, get ready to embrace the unknown.
Turn off the lights, settle in, and prepare to journey into the After Dark archives.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Shell's Spooky Stories, the After Dark Archives, and I am very excited today because I have my friend Kerrie, who is a paranormal investigator, and she has possibly the craziest story we've ever heard on this podcast. I'll let you all be the judge of that, but as I said, 2026 is getting wild. And we are starting off strong. So thank you, Kerrie.
This is definitely setting the bar for anybody else afterwards, isn't it? Like, you know, how weird can you be?
I might struggle to get guests from this point onwards, just because there won't be like a story that's better.
And save me for later on in the year.
Yeah. So let's start at the very beginning. How did you actually get into paranormal investigating?
So I have always talked to spirits, even when I was a little kid, without realising that was what I was doing. I had loads of imaginary friends when I was a kid. One of them we've since discovered is actually one of my spirit guides and is still with me now, which is quite cool. I lost my granddad when I was quite young, but he still used to turn up and sit on my bed and chat to me and read stories at night and stuff. So I've always been very spiritual. I've always been psychic, and I've always spoken to spirits, but I just never kind of realised that not everybody else did it. You know, when it's one of those things that you just do and you assume everybody does. And then I've always been really, really interested in like paranormal investigations, watched all the TV shows, and then got the opportunity to go with a friend a couple of years ago and sort of became obsessed with, you know, ghost hunting and all the paranormal stuff ever since. So now probably once a month I go with a group of friends. There's a lovely group of us now that have all met. We all live local, and we just kind of mix between going on organised paranormal investigations, but also hiring our own locations and doing our own stuff as well. So it's just become a weird way of life now.
Yeah, I can totally relate to that. Like I went on one and then joined the team the same night and been stuck with them ever since. Exactly. Or they've been stuck with me. It depends which way you look at it.
Depends who you ask.
Yeah, definitely does. But yeah, it's. I always. I was speaking to someone about this earlier today, actually, who's not into paranormal stuff whatsoever. But she was like asking me questions about it, and she said, "So you go what, like every month?" And I said, "Yeah, it's like therapy. Like you have to go, and it's like you just sit in a room and I like it because you're like present because you have to concentrate on what you're doing." And listening for things, and you're just in that like silence and just paying attention, which you don't get to do in everyday life.
No,
well, I don't, at least.
Agreed. But don't you think the more that you do it when you're doing paranormal stuff, the more it seeps into your everyday life? I find it much easier now to drop and sit quietly and meditate, or just to sit with something now in my normal life than I ever did before, because I'm used to doing it when I'm out and about doing ghosty stuff.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I also think like the more you do it as well, the more weird stuff happens. Like Tommy, my friend, he says that the more you look into the paranormal, the more it looks back at you, which I think is exactly sums up that kind of world.
It's another world, isn't it? You don't know that it exists. I talk to people now and say, "Oh, I'm off ghost hunting tonight," and they're like, "You're doing what?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's an organised thing." And then you send them the link and they look and go, "Oh, that's ridiculous. That's a lot of money. And I didn't know that was a thing." It's like it often makes me wonder what other hobbies are out there that we have no idea about. Like what other industries, what other worlds are out there where people are spending money on tech and equipment and nights out and doing stuff with friends that we would have no clue about.
Yeah, ghost hunting is a very expensive hobby. I would definitely say that.
Yeah. Well, my other
hobby, the cheapest one that you can do.
My other hobby is horses, which is equally expensive. So obviously, I'm just a fool.
Yeah, I do love horses. I do not have one, but I would love to have one. your horse is beautiful. I love your horse so much. Every time I see a picture of you and your horse, I'm like, oh.
He's my best friend. I love him. And what we've recently discovered is that his field where he lives is incredibly haunted. I've always known it was. Whenever I go over there, I'm not alone. I can see people out the corner of my eye, and I know that there's people there. And I had a random, this is a whole other conversation that we're not supposed to be talking about, but anyway, a random man turned up at the field gate last week who I'd kind of seen before. I tend to know all of the dog walkers and all of the, people that just walk around. Asking me, did you know there used to be a house here? Did you know that this dates back to ancient times, and there's 2 fields bordered by rivers on 3 sides, and 2 rivers join into one. And apparently it was a pilgrimage to a cathedral, and loads of people used to drown there in the river trying to cross to get to the cathedral. So they built a house on that land for people to live in, to operate a ferry to get people over. But he reckons thousands and thousands of people drowned there trying to cross. And I'm like, yeah, of course they did. Why would they not? Why would I not end up with my horse in a fucking haunted field?
Yeah.
Like,
if you could pick anywhere.
Yeah. But then, like, maybe that's what drew me to it. Maybe that's ended up, it's weird.
They called you in and thought, Kerrie, come here.
Definitely. Yeah, come on. Yeah.
Have you seen that? I don't know if you've seen it. You've probably seen it on TikTok and stuff, that video where you can see on the security cameras horses running through the field. Like, they almost run up to the fence, stop where they know the fence is going to be.
Yeah.
But you can see that they're like spirit horses.
I haven't
It's
seen
really
that.
bizarre.
Oh, I love that though.
Oh, I'll have to try and find it and send it to you, because it's so interesting. Like, I'm not sure whether it's so hard to tell now whether anything is genuine or AI, but I think I saw it like a while ago before AI started to get that big, so maybe it is genuine. I don't know. I'll send it to you.
You have to go with your gut on a lot of them, don't you? A lot of them you have to kind of look and just sit and think, well, does that feel like it's real or not?
Yeah, it's kind of, you could tell with like the movement seems quite genuine, but
yeah,
I don't know. I'll find it and send it to you, and you can let me know what you think.
Definitely send it over.
So the story that you have for us is quite an unusual one, and you speak about this on TikTok, don't you? Your ghost.
I do.
Ghost boyfriend.
Yeah, my dead ghost boyfriend. It's a weird and wonderful story, and it's, when I say that, people assume that it's a boyfriend that I had in real life who sadly died and is now, connected in that way, which is absolutely not how it happened. Do you want me to just tell you the story? Shall I just go back to the beginning?
Go for it.
Tell you the story, and then we can waffle our way through it. So it started last Valentine's Day when I went ghost hunting with my neighbour, who lived next door to her for years and never realised that she was as weirdly paranormal as I am, until one day when we discovered that we were both weirdly paranormal, and now we do loads of ghost hunting together. And we went ghost hunting on Valentine's Day, and we're both single. I've been single for like 8 or 9 years. She's probably very similar. Similar ages, and I was like, do you know what, let's go ghost hunting on Valentine's Day. How much fun would that be? And I said right from day one, I could come home with a dead ghost boyfriend. It'd be amazing. They might be far better behaved than an actual real life in-person boyfriend. Let's go with a dead ghost boyfriend. So we went ghost hunting to a prison, a big organised ghost hunt in a prison. And as we were walking around at the beginning of the night, when they do the walk around and they take you around the whole premises, we're walking along a corridor, and you can imagine in a prison, they're all very similar. It's a long corridor with loads of doors, long corridor with loads of doors, and you're in A wing or B wing or this building or this block.
Yeah.
And I walked past one room and just suddenly felt like I have to go back in there. So the rest of them were all walking on, and I stopped and went back in this room, and it just felt like really comfortable, really, definitely called to me from that room. And I heard Michelle calling my name, and I looked up at the number on the door, and I remembered what the number was, and I ran and caught her up, and I said, oh my God, that room, we need to go in there when we get free time later. And she said, like we're ever going to find that room on this floor, in this building, in this block ever again.
Yeah.
Well, we need to. So then we carried on. And then you kind of get split up into smaller groups, and we were in a group with another couple who we'd never met before. And we were supposed to be doing glass divination, which is one of my least favourite things to do. So we were given, a little table and some glasses and stuff, and told, you can go anywhere on this floor, go and find yourself somewhere, and we'll come and find you in a bit. So we went round this corner, and all of a sudden I just went, that's my room. That's that room again. We have to go in there. So we all traipsed into this room. We'd got torches, like little mag light torches. that on the like a little shelf thing. And we really, really quickly got talking to this spirit who we had a voice box. So he told us his name on the voice box. We were having, a whole conversation with him. He was turning the lights on and off. And what we noticed that the more we communicated with this spirit, he would only respond to me. So if I said, "Oh my God, that's amazing. Can you turn that torch back on, please?" The torch would come on. Anybody asked, it wasn't happening. But whenever I said, "Can you turn the red torch on? Can you turn the blue torch right off? Can you, make whatever move?" It was really, really responsive. And the organizer came in and was like, "Oh, I thought you were doing glass divination." And we were like, "No, long gave up on that, mate. We're doing other cool stuff instead." So I'd set my phone up in the corner. So I've got all these videos of the spirit really, really responding to my voice. And then our time was up and we walked out of that room and we were like, "Oh my God, that was so cool." And then wherever we went through the rest of the night, that spirit was there. So whenever we did like a group vigil, he was there. Torches would turn on and off. And anytime I spoke, that spirit would instantly be there. So for the rest of the evening, it became a bit of a running joke. Like, he's Kerrie's dead ghost boyfriend. Ha, ha, ha. We were asking loads of really specific questions when we were in the room because we knew that the prison had one of the highest rates of suicide ever, and it was closed down due to the fact that there was, so many bad things happening there. And we'd said to him, I'd asked him if he took his own life and got a very definite no. So we kind of knew all of these things about him. So for the rest of the evening, he was there wherever we turned around, whatever I tried to do, Ouija boards, whatever I tried to do, it was just him coming through all the time. And everybody was laughing about it and saying, "Oh, you got your wish, you got your dead ghost boyfriend, there he is." So, the night ended, came home, didn't think any more of it, went out to dinner the next night with a friend who is utterly not paranormal at all in the slightest. And I was telling her about it and she was like, "Yeah, that's really weird." Michelle, my neighbour, is really, really good at research. I'm not a researcher. She's really good at research. And as I was sitting at dinner with Emily, I got a text message from her saying, "Oh my God, look, I found him in the prison records." So we asked him, we established what year he died, how old he was, and that it was natural causes when we were in the prison. She then sent me a clipping from this newspaper. There's a website that you can go and find out all the deaths that have happened in prisons. And somebody with his first name had that age in that year had died of natural causes in that section of the prison. So I was like, "What? That's mental." Then we did some research into what he was in prison for, and it wasn't a particularly nice reason. He'd robbed a bank.
Never is it?
He'd robbed a bank and taken 2 people's lives. So, when he was quite young. So that was it. So then we were like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that was actually real." It's really nice to get that validation afterwards, isn't it?
It's great, yeah. I'm not a researcher, but other people in our group are the researchers, and I always think it's so interesting when you can really add up what you've got through the night.
It's just really, really validating. The following week, randomly, I was on another ghost hunt at a different prison with a completely different group of friends. So not connected in any way, shape or form. Went in thinking, "Oh yeah, this is going to be really good." Could not get any... So I don't see spirits as in with my eyes, but I'm aware of their presence and I can feel them and I can communicate with them. Absolutely nothing at all in that prison was coming through. Not even just absolutely nothing at all. It felt like there was a big brick wall around me. And I was like, this is so weird. This is so weird. And then somebody said to me, "Who's the man that's with you?" And I thought it could be my dad, because my dad passed away a few years ago. And he never believed in any of that spooky stuff, but he gets dragged out to kind of, stand up for me ghost hunting, and he's usually got that resigned energy of, "For the love of God, I can't believe I'm here doing this." And she's like, "No, it's not your dad. It's quite a negative energy, but he's standing behind you with his arms crossed and he's not letting anybody else near you at all." And I was like, "That's weird." And then he came through on the Ouija board later. So as soon as the other people were on the Ouija board, and I didn't have my hands on it because there was lots of people on there and they weren't getting very much. There was bits coming through. And as soon as I put my fingers on it, somebody else said, "Oh my God, the energy's changed completely." And he came through and he spelt his name and his surname, and he told us how old he was, and he told us where he'd met me before. And I actually took my hands off the Ouija board completely and said, that's fine. If you want to communicate, you can do it without me being present, because I obviously know all of the answers to these questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely everything. Surname, what he was in prison for, when he died, how old he was, and everything. And I kept saying to him, it's great that you're still here, but can you stand back and let me talk to other people? And he was like, no. I just couldn't get anybody else through. Went off on my own with my friend, who's really experienced doing this stuff as well. And we sat in this room in the prison, and she was like, when you're in here, I'm not getting anything. And as soon as I walked away from her, she was able to pick up on loads of stuff. But whenever I got there, just like there's this big mobile phone blocker signal.
Yeah.
With me.
Like put you in a little Faraday cage and you can't get anything.
Yeah, absolutely. So then I came home and I was like, that was really, really weird. And it's gone on from there. He is literally with me. I've worked out over the last year how to kind of get him to back off a little bit, so I can now go ghost hunting and communicate with other spirits. He's so protective. He's there all the time. He's actually got me out of trouble a couple of times when I went speed dating once, sat down opposite a guy, and instantly David was right there, right in front of me, going, no, absolutely no, don't even, very much a definite no.
Yeah.
And as I got talking to the guy, every question I asked him, I was like, oh yeah, okay, you're right, this is a definite no. He's just literally always there, always there. I've never dared ask him why he kind of attached himself to me, because there's one answer to that question that I probably don't want to know. It's like, who do I remind you of? Why are you here? I don't feel like he's kind of threatening. I don't feel like there's anything he could do. I've worked out now how to kind of file him away and get him to stand back. But I was at Newsham last year in the summer, and I knew he was there, and I'd said to him, I really appreciate you being here. I really appreciate you, looking out for me. I said, but you need to stand far enough back that I can actually do what I'm here to do and communicate with other spirits. He doesn't hog the Ouija board all the time now like he used to. But he is always there in the background. And one guy had an SLS camera, and all through the night he kept taking photos of me, and all you could see behind me was a really tall spirit just standing with his arms folded across his chest. Wow. He's just there in the background. So we've kind of come to a bit of an uneasy agreement now that's fine. If you can be here, that's fine. But you're not going to take away my hobby. I've had abusive relationships with real men in the past. I'm not about to have an abusive relationship with a dead ghost murderer dude. Like that.
No. I don't think you need that.
That's not how this is going to work. But yeah, fascinating. Whenever I try and prove myself wrong, it always just proves that it's right and that he is there. We've had people, like the ghost tube apps and stuff, where they randomly throw out words. It always comes up as, convicted and murder and the year that he died and stuff like that. You couldn't make it up.
Yeah, I think once would be a coincidence, but if it keeps happening, that's where you can no longer say it's a coincidence.
Yeah. I went to a psychic evening on the spur of the moment a few months ago with a friend who just said, oh, there's a psychic evening on, do you want to come? And I was like, yeah, sure. And that's when I discovered that this little boy that I'd been talking to as a kid, who was my imaginary friend, was actually a spirit guide, because she described him and she was like, he's one of your spirit guides, right? And I said, no, actually, I had no idea. I knew that was my imaginary friend when I was a kid, but I didn't realize he was still around, and I didn't realize that he was one of my spirit guides. That's so cool. And she said, who's David? And I just looked at her and I was like, oh, really? Okay now. And my friend, who I was with, didn't know anything about the story really, because she's not a ghosty person. And she was like, there's a older male, and he really doesn't like him. He really, really doesn't like him. Is it a relative? Is that your dad? Like, who's David? And I'm like, in a massive room full of people. I'm like, do I have to tell all of these normal people now who he is?
Oh, here's my dead boyfriend. It's fine.
Exactly what I said. He's the spirit of a murderer who just kind of attached himself to me and hangs around now. He thinks he's my boyfriend. She's like, right, well, yeah, he doesn't like him at all. I was like, no, lots of people have that reaction to him. So it's so validating, and it's so weird that he kind of just pops up all over the place.
Yeah. I mean, do you feel him like around in your house and stuff as well?
Yeah, not so much in my house because I'm quite careful about not letting anything in my house. So I live with children. I don't have any of my paranormal stuff in the house, and I don't ever kind of actively try and connect with spirit while I'm in the house. That's kind of my boundary, is this house is our place where I know I can go to bed at night and I'm not going to have weird stuff happen.
Can't relate.
Yeah. Well, once I realised that this little boy spirit guide is the one that keeps randomly hiding stuff in the kitchen. I bought 72 Weetabix, one of the massive boxes, huge, great big box of Weetabix. And I specifically remember walking in the house with a bag of shopping in each hand, the Weetabix tucked under one arm and toilet roll tucked under the other arm. That kind of like, I'm not going to go back to the car for a second trip. I'm going to do it all in one go. Put it all on the kitchen table. The kids put the shopping away and nobody's ever seen the Weetabix again. And something that she picked up on the psychic evening, she said, "What's the story with the missing cereal?" And I was like, you are having a laugh. And she said, "This little boy is literally lying on the floor, wetting himself laughing. He thinks it's the funniest thing he's ever done." And I was like, "That's fine, but my boundary is not in the house. Like we don't do stuff here because the kids don't necessarily believe in this stuff. And I need us all to be safe. I don't need nightmares. I don't need." Do you know what I mean? I don't need anything coming into this house with me. So I don't feel him too much at home. In the car all the time, it's like he's sitting in the passenger seat. Ghost hunts specifically, and he tends to pop up. Normally he's there a few seconds before my intuition kicks in if something is going to go wrong, which is really weird. So I do get the feeling that he's like a protective-y, that he feels...
Yeah, I was about to say, it sounds like he's taken on a impromptu guide type role as a protector.
I'm not sure I'd want him to guide me anywhere, but I don't feel threatened by him. I don't feel like he's about to do anything awful. I do feel exactly that he's kind of taken on a bit of there is a romantic-y kind of feeling to it. Like he's not just being a protector. It does feel that there's some. That's why I joke and say he's my dead ghost boyfriend. And then I have people on TikTok asking me if I have sex with him, and I'm sure that's fine, but don't let it.
I can imagine that's the question. That's
the real boyfriend, and I'm like, yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah, I can imagine that's the top question that most people would want to know.
Yeah.
Do you have sex with your dead ghost boyfriend?
Well, it's like this.
I don't allow him in the house, so no.
Only in the car. Is that okay?
Yeah.
But not while I'm driving, so it's totally safe.
Yeah. Just pull over down a dark lane.
Exactly. See me sitting in the car on my own.
Yeah. Be like, that's a bit weird.
I think that's what most people think when they see me anyway, like, oh, she's a bit weird.
Yeah, I get that as well. Like, not when I see you, but like when people see me, it's like, okay, weirdo.
Like, they're probably not wrong, are they? When I start then rambling on about dead ghost boyfriends and stuff like that. So
yeah. I often blurt things out, and then I think, why did I say that? And especially my husband, he's like, why are you even saying that? Like out loud.
Yes.
I'm like,
do it.
I don't know, it just came out. Like, I don't care.
I've had zero luck on dating apps for the last year since David's been around, so I think he's kind of like jinxed any chance of an actual boyfriend. But I was talking to somebody over Christmas, and I said something about, I'm going ghost hunting tonight, and he said, don't fall in love with a ghost, will you? And I was like, funny story.
Yeah. I suppose at least that's like a kind of barometer that you can test, like how interested they are. Like,
exactly.
If you say that story and they disappear,
how
you'd be like,
well, do they block me when they find out about David?
Yeah. But then if they showed too much interest, you'd also be a little bit concerned. Like,
really fine line, isn't there?
Yeah. Like, why are you so into this? It's a bit weird.
Yeah. You're even weirder than I am.
Yeah. I'm not sure whether that would be a good thing or a
I don't know either. I don't know.
It's nice that he looks out for you though, like in those kind of situations, like you said about the speed dating and everything.
Yeah, I've learned a lot over the last few years to really, really trust my intuition. Like when that pause happens, or when something in my gut says, like, no, don't do it. I've learned to tell the difference between. It's really hard, I think, for a lot of people to know the difference between fear and actually absolutely no, don't do it. Because sometimes you think, oh, I'm not sure I should do that, and I've learned to, to tell the difference, to read the signs. So now, as soon as I get an absolute no, he's always there. He's literally always there, either a couple of seconds before or a couple of seconds after. I can just sense him and I just know he's there. Or his name will pop into my head.
Yeah.
For no reason. And yeah, it's usually to do with men. I was walking home one night and there was somebody coming round the corner towards me. And as soon as I saw him, I thought, oh, I feel a bit uncomfortable now. And then instantly David was in my head saying, no, like just no. So I crossed the road, down another road and walked off. And he could have been totally innocent, could have been, nothing was going to happen. But I walk around.
You sometimes get that intuition though, don't you? Like,
yeah, you do. And I think
I really shouldn't walk past that person.
Yeah, I think it's important to listen to it. I'm out and about all the time on my own with the horses and the dogs and stuff, and it doesn't usually bother me. I'll do, pitch black walks in the winter with the dogs, just with my little phone torch on, and it never worries me. But when something just says, be careful.
Yeah.
So over the last year, he has been there every time my intuition has said, be careful. So, yeah, I guess he's kind of taken on a protective-y role.
Yeah. Do you think he'll ever disappear, or?
He's not around as much as he was in the beginning. So in the beginning, he was around all the time, like literally all the time, unless I specifically said, could you just fuck off and give me some space, please, and go away. I really like driving in the car on my own with my audiobook on, no children. I really like my...
This is my time, go away.
Yeah, I don't want you in the passenger seat. This is why I'm single. I don't actually want someone there. So he's definitely around a lot less now than he was in the beginning. But I think that's because I've been quite strong with boundaries and I've made it quite clear that actually there's times when you're really not welcome. You're not welcome in my home and you're not welcome when I'm out ghost hunting. I don't mind you. I always have a chat with him on the way to a paranormal investigation and say, right, we're off. We're going to go here. This is what we're doing. I really appreciate your support and I appreciate you being around me, and you're very, very welcome to stand in the background. And if you think that there's any kind of danger or anything negative, I really appreciate it when you make yourself known and I will listen. But I absolutely cannot have you there all night.
Yeah.
This is what I'm doing. This is what I want to do. I want to communicate with spirits. I don't want to be surrounded by a roll of cotton wool with you standing behind me with your arms crossed all night.
Yeah. It really is like a relationship, isn't it? Like setting those boundaries.
Yeah, and it seems to work.
Yeah, I find that like any spirits, like I always go in and kind of open up the investigation by being like, look, we're here with respect. Like, we'll treat you with respect. You treat us with respect. You can't, you don't have permission to touch any of us if nobody wants touching, and that kind of thing. And I think that most of the time they do listen to it. Obviously, you get those ones like humans where they push the boundaries, but that's always going to happen, isn't it? Yeah.
And it's actually quite a nice party trick now. If you're doing a paranormal investigation and it is a bit quiet and nobody's really getting much, my friends will look at me sometimes and go, go on, is David around? Like, does he want to come and turn the torch on and off? Does he want to come and tip the table over?
Let's chat.
Yeah, like, come on, this is a really dull night now. Let's get the party started, sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, that's quite handy to have in your back pocket, isn't it?
Yeah, so he is quite a useful party trick every now and again. He loves torch. He's obsessed with turning torches on and off. That is his party trick.
Yeah. I've only ever experienced that, I think, once when we were at the where was it? It was at Lindsay Steers' place. The I forget what it's bloody called now. It's in Barnsley. She's got like a haunted house. Well, she did have a haunted house there, and it's got loads of stuff in. And we were sat on the floor, and I was asking questions, and the torch was like going on and off, and I was like, there's new batteries in it. Everyone saw me put new batteries in.
Yeah.
Like I even took it apart, put the battery like on the, tested it and everything, and it was still going like on and off and everything. I was like, I've just got no explanation.
Yeah, no, exactly. And he'll do it like, if I say, can you turn it on just a little bit? Can you make it really dim, or can you make it really bright? Can you turn it off? Can you leave it off? it's impressive. I'll send you the video. I've got the video of the first time we communicated through torches, and he was turning them on and off, and you can hear the app in the background say David, saying his name. So
I would love to see that.
yeah,
I would love to see that.
Remind me if I
maybe Tom could like insert it so that everyone else could see it as well. That'd be quite cool.
It's just
Tom.
It's just an iPhone video. Yeah, Tom.
Yeah, editing Tom. Could you please?
Tom's now like, oh, for goodness sakes.
Yeah, sorry, I'll just give him more to do.
Or one of the cat balls. If you just touch those, they'll light up.
David.
Oh. Hi, David.
David, is this you?
Is this your room?
Thank you for letting us come in and talk to you. Can you turn that torch back off for us? Well done. Look at that. That was impressive.
Well done, you. Yeah, this one's would be red as well, so whether
okay. If you try the other torch that's there, it goes a different colour. Or no, you
that
like
was
that
very
torch.
bright.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's really bright and very
Well done.
Well, that's really good. Well done.
Yeah,
Thank you
well
so
done.
much.
So the other question that people ask me all the time is like, why do I think he found me? And that's like I said earlier, I've never been brave enough to ask that question because I'm not sure I want to know. I've done loads of research into him. I found photos of him. If you'd like me to send you a photo of him,
that would be so interesting.
A really unflattering photo because it's taken from the newspaper when he was sent to prison for the crimes that he committed.
They're never good pictures, are they?
No, and this really is not a good picture. So I've done loads of research. I found loads of newspaper articles about him. He was very, very close to his wife. He had a very good relationship with his wife. He was born one of twins, but they were separated at birth and all the children were adopted out. I don't think he had a very stable family life. So part of me thinks, well, wouldn't it be nice if I remind him of his wife, who he had quite a good relationship with? And then the other part of me thinks, what if I remind him of the woman whose life he took? And I don't really want to think about that too much.
Yeah. I would go with the wife because I think the way he's kind of treating you is like a respective kind of,
quite protective,
caring. Yeah. So I think that would probably be my guess.
Yeah,
which is nice.
That feels nice to me. But yeah, I haven't wanted to ever kind of specifically ask the question.
Yeah. I think if that was happening to me, I probably wouldn't ask either.
And I haven't ever asked him too much about the reason that he went to prison or what happened, because that feels disrespectful as well. There's no doubt that it happened. But that feels like, because people always ask that as well. Oh, have you asked him why he did it? And I'm like, no, because,
Yeah. I get that. It's like, no, not really your business. Like, it's the past.
We've all done stuff in the past that maybe we're not proud of. Probably we haven't all taken 2 lives and robbed a bank, but we've all done stuff,
and we don't know what led up to him actually having to reach that extreme of why he needed to
I think
rob
he
a bank.
lived a life of being a bit of a kind of con man, trying to always running different schemes and trying to find money and that kind of thing. He'd sort of lived that life, and from what I know, the people weren't supposed to be there. The bank was supposed to be empty. So I think it was more of a money thing. And then accidentally ended up with 2 people there that shouldn't have been there, rather than a planned taking of lives kind of thing.
Yeah, like he didn't initially do it, like set out to do it. It was just
it was a money thing that kind of went
having to do what you need to do in the moment to kind of escape.
Yeah.
Well, try and escape anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I went to the Old Nick Theatre, and in that prison, they've got a cell where somebody had unalived themselves, because obviously you can't say the actual word on YouTube. But everyone else got like a really sinister kind of vibe from it, but the vibe I got was more like a sadness.
Yeah.
And when you kind of read about like his life and stuff, I think that was that sadness that I was kind of picking up on.
That's very much the vibe there was in the prison where we were on Valentine's Day. It had the highest rate of suicides in the country, which was one of the reasons that it was shut down as a prison. Conditions were bad, and this was in the David died in the early 2000s, so it's not like a really, really old.
That is really recent, yeah. As far as ghost hunting goes, because they're always like, you never get a modern ghost.
Yeah. Oh, I do. Modern ghost boyfriend. They're all age. Yeah, and that was the overwhelming feeling in a lot of the cells, and a lot of the overwhelming feeling was just sadness, really heavy, gloomy, kind of weighty, just sadness, just given up, just like nobody cares about us, we're, lives aren't worth living kind of thing.
I know. Yeah, that's half the reason why I do this podcast. And our like tagline is like every haunting has a heartbeat, because a lot of these stories get told, but often people forget that they were actual humans that had like actual lives.
Yeah.
And we don't know what made them get to where they were, or why they did what they did. Often what's written about why they did what they did isn't correct.
Well, it's all based on like personal perception, isn't it? And people's experiences at the time. It's like anything. Human nature fascinates me generally. So I think that's why I'm so interested in the paranormal, because like you say, they've all got a story to tell, haven't they? They all had a life and people that they loved, and, went to work, and it's fascinating.
Yeah. And I think especially like in the paranormal, it's interesting to find out like why they stick around. Yes. And even if, because they've all got free will to come and go as they please.
Yeah.
Like, why do they stay in that one place?
Yeah.
Like, especially if it's something that somewhere where you died, like traumatically or something, like what keeps you there?
Why would you stay there?
Yeah. But there's another reason why, like, a lot of graveyards aren't actually haunted, because who would want to stand at their headstone for...
No, exactly. No.
I can think of better places to be.
Yeah, I've never had much luck ghost hunting in graveyards.
No, I've never actually tried it, but I do love going to graveyards. So I think there's something really beautiful and calming about graveyards.
I have become the keeper of my granddad's family grave. It's 10 miles up the road from where I live now, which is really bizarre because I didn't grow up around here at all. But anyway, I've ended up living 10 miles up the road from his family grave, which is like a big old-fashioned one. It's got about 6 or 7 different people that their ashes are in this big kind of like family plot. And there's nobody else that looks after it. So I've taken it upon myself. I go once every couple of months and put some more flowers in and clean all the graves. I bought some special gravestone cleaner to try and, be able to read them all nicely. And I'll sit and chat to my granddad when I'm there, and I feel his presence, but I think that's more because of how connected I am with him and because of the act of being there and, taking care of it and having the conversations. Randomly spend quite a bit of time hanging around in that cemetery, which is totally normal.
Yeah, I get that. I always like go around, and we went to me and my best friend went to Whitby recently, the end of September, and we went up to the Abbey and went to the graves. And you can't really see now because of the salt war and everything, because they're sandstone graves, so it just looks like, when you make honeycomb and it bubbles up, it's pretty much like that. So you can't really see like all the graves and why they died, who they were, what age they were. But some you can. And me and her, we always go around each one and we'll be like, say their names, and we like, take a minute to like just read who they were, what they died of, and have like a little chat about it.
Yeah.
And I remember when I did the podcast with the girls from honestly, you can tell that I've been at work all day because my brain has like just left the building. The Embracing Magic podcast, one of them on there, she said that when she goes to like a graveyard, she'll take a bunch of flowers and like leave a flower on each of the really old graves. Nice. Yeah, and I think there's something really like beautiful about that. I also watched the people on TikTok who do the grave cleaning and stuff. I think that's so nice that they like volunteer their time to like look after these things.
Definitely. I've said to my kids, like, when I go, there's going to be nobody else that ever comes and looks at these graves ever. That nobody else comes and looks after them, because I'm the last person in my family. So I've said to my kids, like, you guys need to take this on. This is an important part of our family history. This is my granddad. He was the most important man in my entire whole world.
Yeah.
Like, this is really important. You don't have to come once a month, but if one of you comes once a year, that's fine. So each one of you kind of has to come once every 4 years, just to come and pay your respects and whatever.
Yeah.
Because it makes me feel sad to think that when I go, that's it. That in 100 years' time, the graves will just be totally taken over and fallen apart. That makes me quite sad.
Yeah, it's sad, isn't it? I hate seeing that in graveyards. I think it's so sad.
So
but
two
that's
of
why
my,
we tell these stories, to keep them going.
really, two of my kids said yes, they would do it. One said, okay, and the other one said he'd get his wife to do it. I was like, whatever.
I like that answer.
Delegating
Yeah.
your future wife who
Get the
doesn't
wife
even know
to
she
do it.
exists yet. Okay, lad, well done.
Yeah, you can imagine when he gets married, be like, there's one condition that you need to know about.
Yeah. Well, if I'm still around, then I'll be having that conversation with her. I'll be like, listen, before you say yes,
He wants you to attend my grave every year.
once every 4 years, you're going to have to go and...
Bless him. Yeah. Oh, well, I think that this story is like amazing, and I think so many people are going to find it really interesting. And you know, if you've got the pictures of him, you know, that'd be great to like share it so people can get an insight into this man that's important in your life, Kerrie.
Yeah, he's the only man that's important in my life some days. Bless him.
He'll be pleased to hear that, I can imagine.
Oh, he is. He is around now, and he's pleased to hear it. I can kind of feel that, you know, that you get that kind of approval, like.
Yeah, he's like happy that we're talking about him.
Even though I'm sitting in my bedroom and normally there's no spirits in the house, but you know, when you're talking about him so much, I'm like, okay, yeah, you're.
Yeah. I know the feeling well.
Yes. I will send you over some of my like newspaper clippings and stuff so that you can like learn a bit more about him.
Yeah, that'd be great. I love that stuff. Yeah, we will. Yeah, we'll honour you, David.
Yes.
In the right way possible.
Yeah, as long as you continue to respect my boundaries and.
Yes. Yeah. Very important. Very important. It's
going to be a fascinating conversation if ever I do manage to date an actual real life human man, isn't it? There's going to be a real interesting conversation between him and David, because my dad passed away, so there's nobody that you need to get approval from apart from my dead ghost boyfriend.
Yeah, maybe you need to date a medium.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That could be an avenue to look, because then they'll be able to have that conversation, and then you'll know it's okay.
You've just made my dating pool really, really small now. So now they have to be tall, non-smoker,
sorry about that.
live in South Lincolnshire, and a medium. Like, right, okay, thanks for that.
Yeah, if anyone fits the bill, please apply.
Please.
Send us an email. It's down in the description below. I'll be like the intro and check people as well.
Yeah, perfect. You can be like the matchmaker. That sounds great.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So my final question to you. Sorry.
No, go on, carry on.
Oh, I was going to say my final question to you, which I ask absolutely everyone because I think it's really important, is at some point in our lives, we all become a spirit. What would you want to actually be remembered for when you become a spirit?
I think I'd want to be remembered for being the crazy lady that lived a crazy life and did things that most people thought were ridiculous. I've said to my kids before, like, one of my children is very, very spiritual, and I've said, like, I'm literally going to just come and haunt you all the time. I'm going to like be staring this far away from your face when you wake up in the mornings. And he was like, oh yeah, that'd be great, that'd be fantastic. I can, you know, tell my grandchildren about the crazy ghost that haunts me and stuff. So yeah, I think I'd like to be remembered for being the crazy person that lived a life that was a little bit weird but really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I think you do quite well at that as well.
Yeah, I do. I think I've got it down to a good fine art.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that.
Lovely.
So if people want to find out more about your story, where can they find you, Kerrie?
So I have a TikTok account called My Dead Ghost Boyfriend, which is full of videos and evidence and all kinds of weird things. So that's probably the best place if you want to find out more about the weird ghost stuff. Otherwise, I'm just on Facebook. Facebook is more about horses and home education and running a business and ghost hunting. That's a little bit more of the wider view of me. But yeah, Dead Ghost Boyfriend stuff. There's an account on TikTok with a lot of people that think I'm insane.
Yeah, I think a lot of people on TikTok think I'm insane too. Yeah.
But there's also a lot of women that are saying, like, where can I get one of those? That sounds great. Like,
yeah, maybe it's like that whole prison husband thing.
Yeah, maybe.
Which are also very highly entertaining TikTok accounts.
Absolutely. Maybe there's a business in this for me of like a matchmaker. Perhaps I could get David to find some of his dead ghost friends and we could do like a matchmaker service.
Prison ghost pen pals.
Yeah. I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, keep me posted.
I will.
I don't want one. I'm just putting it out there. I've got a husband and I quite like him.
Okay. Right. Noted.
No go. I've got enough spirits around me. I don't think I need any more.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fine. I'll just let you know how it goes.
Yeah, but I am interested that if anyone else wants one, let us know and I will pass you over to Kerrie.
Yes.
Kerrie to matchmake for you.
Absolutely.
Any mediums that want to date Kerrie, come to me.
Absolutely.
I'll pass you over to Kerrie.
Yeah. Sounds great.
Perfect.
David's like,
well, yeah. I can imagine spirits and people watching are like, this has just taken a really weird turn, and I thought it was weird to begin with, but it's fine.
Welcome to my
That's
world.
where we're going.
I think it's weird, and then it just gets weirder.
Yeah, that's pretty much how we roll.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fine.
Bring it on.
Exactly.
Lovely.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story. I've really enjoyed it.
Thank you for
I
the
will
invite.
also be. I look at your TikToks anyway, but I will be going back and having a good old look and keeping up to date with them.
Yeah, perfect.
And finding out what happens next.
Dun,
It's very
dun, dun.
exciting.
It is.
Will there be wedding bells? Who knows?
Who knows? God.
Watch this space.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. Mind you, it's been in papers before, hasn't it? Like people had married their
I did have
ghosts.
two journalists from TV message me on the TikTok account asking if I'd be prepared to speak to them, and I'm like, no.
Oh, you should have.
Oh, if I didn't have school age kids, I would have done, but I have to be quite careful
Yeah.
about not mortally embarrassing them with everything I do.
Yeah, that's true.
Some wounds
Didn't think
can't
about that one.
really be healed. I already get them walking through to my bedroom and grabbing my phone out of my hands and going onto my TikTok and blocking their friends from following me. Like, somebody's just sent me a screenshot and saying, "Is this your mum with a dead ghost boyfriend?" Blocked. I'm like, sorry.
Yeah. You can't talk to them.
Yeah,
Well,
I thought appearing on breakfast television might be a bit too much.
yeah, it might be a bit much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you could maybe a magazine that they aren't going to read.
They might not read.
That might be all right.
All right, I'll work on that one then.
Yeah. I'm sure there's some kind of brand deals that you can
I'm sure.
get as well from somewhere.
I'm sure we can make it. You're as bad as me. I'm like, how can I monetize this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure. If anyone knows, it's you.
Exactly. It's my thing, isn't it? So I'll work it out.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you, Kerrie.
Lovely.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
I will let you know how I get on at 30 East Drive tomorrow night.
Yeah, very excited to hear about that.
Yeah, I am very, very excited, yet also rather scared and nervous at the same time.
Yeah.
But I think that's good because it means that I'll be like protecting myself, which is
it's a good
needed, I think.
Yeah, you just need to be ready. You just need to.
Yeah.
You'll love it.
Yeah.
You'll love it. I've been twice. It's really, really good.
Yeah, I'm excited. I will let you know how I get on.
Definitely.
I'm sure there'll be some
advice,
a podcast or
when you walk into the rooms, take a photo of how you find things, because later on in the night you'll find things like pennies will appear on tables and you'll all go, was that there earlier? I don't know, I can't remember. So as you walk into a room, I now just scan and do a video of everything, and then later on, because there's haunted dolls there that move, there's all kinds of things, and I've only been able to prove that they move by the fact that we've had the videos when we first go in, and then you all walk out the room and you come back later and there's a penny and one of the doll's hands was here and now it's moved somewhere else.
Yeah, I think I think last year when the team went, I didn't go last year, but they'd done that. You know, the bit of paper where you put like crosses on and then you like around the cross and the crosses move and stuff. They'd done that and there was like movement on those and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely it's interesting.
Or videos as you walk into a room, because then you can compare them later. Because we debunked things by doing that. We're like, oh my god, that wasn't there earlier, and then you look back and go, oh okay, it was. We just didn't see it.
Yeah.
That's
it's nothing more disappointing than
I know, but also that's what we're there for.
I think you caught something, then being like, no, that was there before. Or like we went on one and we were in an old tram and it was really quiet in this aircraft hangar. And my stomach was growling, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, I heard a growl." I was like, "It's my stomach. I'm really sorry."
Yeah, just give me some snacks, and everything will be fine.
Yeah, give me some snacks. It will be good.
Yes.
Never mind. Well, thank you so much, Kerrie, and thank you everyone else for watching. Please do go give Kerrie a follow. Ask her some really random questions because I'm sure she'll love it.
Absolutely.
And I shall see you all on the next one. Bye!
Thank you for joining me on this journey into the unknown on Shell's After Dark archives. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a story that sends chills down your spine. I'd love to hear about your own paranormal experiences, so drop a comment or send me a message. Your story might even be featured in a future episode, and if you're loving the show, please leave a like and share it with your fellow seekers of the supernatural. For those who want even more exclusive content, behind-the-scenes insights, and bonus episodes, join the membership. You'll find the link in the description below. Your support keeps the lights off and the stories coming. Until next time, stay curious, stay brave, and keep exploring the shadows. See you in the archives, after dark.